Hi, I'm Claire Fallon.
And I'm Emma Gray.
We're the hosts of Here to Make Friends, a podcast for anyone who loves
or loves to hate
the Bachelor franchise.
We're here to talk about week 7 of Colton's season of The Bachelor.
Yeah, and those standout moments and people who made this week so special.
So special.
This week has been the most challenging week yet.
First, we have most likely to actually come off well in an episode in which most people did not. A lot of mean girl behavior.
A lot of bad behavior. Mm-hmm. We're going to go with anyone named Hannah. The Hannahs seemed to stay out of the fray. One of them was essentially silent, which worked in her favor. That's Hannah G. And Hannah B had a very classy exit in which she made sure to assert to Colton that she knows she'll make someone else very happy. Yeah. I liked that.
I know there's somebody for you, and I know
that. Yeah, a good week for both Hannahs, and Hannah B at least has had struggles in the past, so a good week for her.
Good to go out in a high note.
Exactly. Most unforgettable.
Katy, who was eliminated last episode.
Gone but not forgotten.
Oh, certainly not.
Just hearing that from Katy.
Katy's conversation.
Then you need to call Katy up and
okay, yeah, let me just grab my phone and call Katy right now.
Katy's name was in everyone's mouth during this episode. She left some information with the women about a conversation she overheard between Cassie and Kaylin, and she also informed Colton that he was making some bad decisions. So she drove a lot of action this week, despite not even being on our screens.
A lot of drama. And Katy is the only one who can provide us with the answers we so desperately need. I am really hoping we get some on Women Tell All.
Same.
Next, most likely to shill for Sunbasket or Green Chef or Blue Apron after she gets off The Bachelor.
I mean, all of them, but specifically Tayshia. We did get to see Tayshia's cooking skills in action this week, which will make for a perfect tie-in.
Oh. I can just see their couples posts, like in the kitchen, Colton and Tayshia with a nice branded Blue Apron bag and, 17 bowls.
Everyone knows how much she loves cooking with her man, so.
It's normal.
Next, we have most enviable exit.
Hether. Another person who just came out the gate and made a great showing this episode. She sat Colton down, was basically, in not so many words, like, you're not that into me, I'm not that into you, let's just call it. And I liked that she just left on her own accord before Colton had the chance to, do the whole letdown speech.
Yeah, and she's the third woman to leave on her own, but this time Colton really took it in stride. It seems like he's getting used to it.
He was probably relieved that he didn't have to dump this person.
Plus, they got to have a very picturesque goodbye, and if I were ever to leave The Bachelor, a final kiss, if I were ever to leave The Bachelor, I would want to go off screen waving from the back of a picturesque train.
Sounds great.
It's very romantic.
I hope she got a little scenic ride after that.
I'm sure she did. Next, we have most likely to demand a dowry in exchange for proposal.
I think we all know who this is. It's Colton. It's Colton.
Colton, we learned this week, has some very Bachelor-compatible conservative views about marriage and the role, for example, of the father in granting permission for his daughter to get engaged.
You can call it old-fashioned, you can call it whatever you want.
The father is basically more important than the woman, really, in this arrangement.
It seems. I mean, this harkens back to a time when women were used as currency in property exchanges, and
just right from the father to the husband, just a little exchange of ownership.
Yeah, so
how romantic.
Colton would fit right in that kind of system. Next, we have most likely to never actually jump a fence.
I really thought the fence jump, which we've seen teased over and over and over again, was gonna happen this week.
Colton!
Oh my God! Finally, I was waiting for it. I was living for it. I was like, I'll get through this girl-on-girl crime, and there will be a fence jump at the end. There was not.
We hear it's coming, but I no longer know who to believe.
Apparently overnight dates.
And let's wrap this up with our classic categories, most likely to win.
I'm gonna give it to Cassie.
Yeah, she had a rough episode. Things got emotional. Accusations were made about her. She had to defend herself.
Is so into her. It doesn't matter. You can throw any accusations Cassie's way. Colton's here for it.
It's not about the she said thing. It's about my instinct.
And finally, most likely to be the next Bachelorette.
This is a crop with not a lot of really strong candidates.
No.
I think Kaylin still could stand a good chance, although she didn't have the best at it this week. Hannah G had a really good at it.
But was silent.
And you have to be, have enough personality to carry a season of The Bachelorette. But given her good showing this week, I think we're going to give it to Hannah G.
Like, really, really didn't expect it.
So that's it for week 7. Join us again for more love
And snark.
when we discuss next week's episode of The Bachelor.
Until then, you can listen to Here to Make Friends on Apple or anywhere you get your podcasts.